Thank you, Rex, for introducing me. Hello again, fellow Toastmasters, and Tracy. This is a speech called Writing a Speech with a Purpose, Level 1, and it's a speech right after your icebreaker, so I'm looking forward to presenting it to you. Parks and schools are a global phenomenon. Did you know that there is at least one school and one park in each country of the world? Who would have known? There is a conspiracy that the government attempting to provide a basic level of education and an affinity for the natural world. I tend to agree with this proposal. A good education and a connection to nature will give any individual a solid base for a good life. But I'm not here to discuss why education is a good thing, we all know that. Well, actually I am sort of here, but the main purpose of this speech is to persuade you to move or live within a close proximity to a school or a park if you have children, grandchildren, nieces and nephews, or a dog. The benefits of having these institutions at your front door will be provided in the speech. When I was a child, my mother was a teacher, and because she was super nosy and controlling, my siblings and I attended the school she taught at. It was at least a 30-minute drive, 45 minutes if we left 15 minutes late and went into rush hour traffic. And that was just a pain for a 7-year-old boy. That felt like a lifetime. Now, I didn't grow up in the beautiful rolling hills of Taranaki. I grew up in the dusty streets of Los Angeles, where if you look out the car window, you'll be able to see rubbish on the curbside and the odd Hollywood star sitting at a bus stop. And these weren't nice things to look at. The imagery was not nice. I would also, I've lost my place here. But if I was to live next to a school, I could have avoided all of that and could have merrily skipped off to school and get an extra dose of physical exercise, which seems to be lacking this day and age. Schools have sporting fields and modern playground equipment. These are often used for pickup games like touch rugby and football. The playground is increasingly being used for the game The Floor is Lava, all of which are great physical activities. Now, what about living close to a park? If you live within walking distance to a park, especially if you're a teacher like myself, you are truly blessed. Parks are one of those things where you get free toys. What do I mean by that? I mean the trees, the bushes, the streams, the rivers, all provide something to play with. And as a boy, I used to love to collect those little maple leaves with the 5 points and use them to make a little crown. I used to love watching the sycamore leaves with the helicopter seeds kind of go falling around when a strong breeze would pull them out of a tree. And I always liked rhododendron trees with the flowers that would fall to the ground and those petals were soft as silk. These are natural toys that you can hold, touch, smell, and they'll give you those rich experiences that every child needs and deserves. But what about the streams and rivers? Every boy loves to throw rocks. You get the big ones, you toss them up in the air and they give you even a bigger splash when you're at the ground. Or you get those thin round ones that you could just skim across to the other side. But not only that, what about the banks? They're either like that grainy sand or that mud, the thick oozy mud, and you could make little mud balls or just pretend that you're in like Predator movies. But with all that messy play, it could be diabolical for parents. Where were you to clean your child? You need extra clothes, you need towels, you need wipes, etc., just to name a few things. But if you lived close to a park or close to a school, everything would be within walking distance. If you needed something, you could just walk home and grab it. If your kid got hungry, I'm hungry. You could just walk home and give them like a new muesli bar and go back. Otherwise, you had to be a super organized parent with a change of clothes and lots of other things. And who knows what the car might smell like. Can you imagine bringing a wet dog home? The smell stays in your car for a week. So be careful next time you bring old Rover. And for personal reasons, my little boy is getting to the age and size where he's getting bored with his toys. And he's getting energy by the truckload. Our little plot of 40 square meters isn't enough for a boy that could grow to the massive height of 5'9" or 5'10" if he starts eating his broccoli. And since we live so close to the park, we can open the door and release him out, just like they released the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park. Now, I don't have to gather clothes, towels, check the fuel for car, make a lunchbox. We can simply go to the park, and if he poops his pants, we can come back and change him. It's all about convenience and the opportunity to connect with spaces that are a privilege in our world. So to drive my point home, find a home within walking distance to a school or park for the benefits of your children, grandchildren, the old dog, and most importantly, your sanity. Thank you.